I'm Betty Simpkins. I'm the Williams Company's Professor of Business and Professor of Finance in the Spears School of Business. This coming spring, March 2010, will be the 4th year that I've offered the Cowboys on Wall Street course. As far as companies that we're going to visit in March 2010, the way we start off is we start big and kind of broad picture, macro view, and then focus down in. And so, for example, we start off visiting the Federal Reserve Bank of New York and learn about the Federal Reserve banking system. And we get a tour of the gold vault, the room, and that's fascinating, where all the gold bricks are stored. And so we see them. Then we also visit that same day the Museum of American Finance. So those are big picture views. And then we kind of zoom in a little more and we go to Standard & Poor's. Day 2. And Standard & Poor's is one of the 2 leading credit rating agencies in the United States, the other being Moody's. Very interesting visit. They're in Lower Manhattan, so prime location and just great content. And so we're zooming in a little bit more. And then days 3 and 4, we visit some leading investment banks like Morgan Stanley. And then this, unique to this coming year, is we're going to go to visit RBS, Royal Bank of Scotland, who's moved their headquarters out to White Plains, New York. And they have one of the largest trading floors in the United States, brand spanking new facilities. So that's kind of the investment banking. And then at the end of the trip, as far as the company visits, we go to Bloomberg. And Bloomberg is an information technology company, and that is always a fascinating visit. It's information technology at the cutting edge. It's a fascinating company, and so that kind of rounds, big picture of what we do at the various companies. Well, a typical day in New York City, as far as when we're doing the company visits, is we meet usually around 8 a.m. and then we go to the subway system. And during rush hour, it's really fun because you're just packed in there, and you can just see all the people traveling. They've got their briefcases or whatever, and it's a real neat experience. But then we travel to the company's offices, and whoever we're visiting, let's say it's Mike Edelson at Morgan Stanley. So he would meet us and then take us into a conference room and talk to us about Morgan Stanley, and students get to ask questions of the speaker. And usually there'll be several speakers, and some of them are alumni of Oklahoma State. And then we get tours of their trading floor. And so that'll be the first visit. Then that'll, the corporate visits usually last about an hour and a half, and the students will have about a 2-hour gap before our next visit. So that gives them time to go have lunch somewhere. So they could get something quick, something on the street from a street vendor, which is always fun, or they could go to a nice restaurant unless they have some New York sushi, whatever they want. So then we have our afternoon visit that, let's say, would be around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we meet that company and talk to various people at the company, like at UBS. We've had someone in the wealth management division talk about equity investing, strategies for managing a person's financial portfolio. And this would be somebody that is an expert in that area. So it's just fascinating. Well, as far as coursework for the course, which is something students always want to know about, we meet twice before we go to New York City, so that when we go there and when we, for example, visit Morgan Stanley, they know who Morgan Stanley is and their role in financial markets. The students also have some work to do after the course is over. They have a final report that they need to write, and then they write thank you notes to everyone we visited. Besides the company visits, I have other activities planned. We're going to have a walking tour of the financial district. We will have a professional tour guide, and he's going to walk us around and give us a little bit of history. Then we're going to go out to the Statue of Liberty, and see Ellis Island, and then also we go to the Museum of Modern Art. So those are some of the examples of places that we visit. Students do have free time in New York City too. So in their downtime, they've got a lot of options. One of the most favorites is to go to Century 21. If you like to shop and buy things on a discount, this is the place to go. If you want to see the World Trade Center memorial site, they're right there together. But those are the type of neat things that they can do. One thing we do every year is we have a group dinner, and it's toward the end of the week at Lombardi's, and it's the oldest pizzeria in the United States, and it's fabulous. We've gone there every year. The pizza is just out of this world. I can't describe it. And I take 32 students with our group, so that's about the class size. You can think 32 people, so it's a really fun group. Students love the nightlife. Students will go see plays like Lion King, Wicked, Cats, Mamma Mia. Oh, I've had students that every one of their free nights they went to a different play. And then of course students always like to go out to eat and go to the nightclubs, and they have a lot of fun doing that, and they have fun experiencing the nightlife of New York City. I would call it a life-changing experience. I have had students tell me that they will remember this trip the rest of their life. They learn a lot about New York City. They see how companies operate. You know, they may not want to work. In fact, most students don't want to go work on Wall Street, but they want to understand what it's all about. And I've had students that go into company jobs and they understand the bigger picture of how business fits together in financial markets. And they build friendships that last a lifetime. It's really a life-changing experience for them, and I think they get a much deeper and richer understanding of the business world too. So I think it's a great experience, and no one has ever regretted going. They all come back and just say, I am so thankful I did this.